Okay, so long story short, I picked up this Graco Magnum X7 sprayer from Home Depot. I had to get the country property to close, and to do that I had to side it and paint it so it would look presentable enough for the inspector, the appraiser. So it was the exterior needed an update. So picked this up, tied it out on that house there. I'm by no means a painter, but I'm learning. So I think if I can do it, you can too. So I started off just trying it out here on this house, and this is a greenish, dark green color. And I did it from the ground up, kind of as high as I could reach. I left it off that base piece down there. I didn't paint that one just because it was going to rain soon, and I didn't want to spray close enough to get paint on my foundation. So I'm going to go back and brush that by hand. But something important to know is that when you're still in the phases of construction and you're doing work like this and it might rain, you'll see these splatter spots here where paint was painted on with the sprayer, and I back brushed it as well. But it rained later on that day, and you can see where the dirt comes up, but also spots where the paint got splattered off. So I think it's important, for me at least with my skill set, to back brush it after you've sprayed it so it's consistent. But then also to make sure you're brushing that bottom coats, those bottom edges down there, because they're going to receive more weather, those in like south and west facing sides. So I kind of got to here before it started raining. And you can see there's a few little inconsistencies here where I need to come back in and add a little more. I think it's just thin, and then where it's a little bit shinier, more sheen, it's a little thicker. So you can see the stop points there. You don't see it in the sun, but you see it in the shade where you have different light textures. So I'm going to try to blend those back in. But overall, this is the back side of the house. Not as concerned about it. So you can see up front, you can't really tell. Like this wall has one of those marks down low there where I need to come through, because I had a few areas where I brushed on paint samples to see if we liked them. And so there's a little bit thicker paint in that corner over there, and that creates a different sheen. So you need to make sure that your paint is thick enough so that you don't have those inconsistencies. I'm trying to tear off that back porch back there soon, and I had to get a separate permit from the city for that. So that's coming up soon. I've got to start actually doing something there to keep that permit open. So to do that, my gutter runs down onto that roof and down on the ground. I have it going out behind this building. I need to install gutters here, so I painted the fascia there. And I'll get my gutters coming out and flare it out to the sidewalk or the alleyway here for now until I have an in-ground drain that I'm going to put in a dry well back here, and they'll all hook up to the dry well at the end. But that's going to be, once I get done with the construction work, I'll do the dry well and the site work. So a couple other points. If you're spraying, you can spray as high as you want to on the lower level if you're doing it initially just to test things out. But then you want to start from the top, at least in my limited knowledge, and work down, because your paint will be fresh and your ladder is going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. You don't want to be coming down to fresh paint. You want to be painting and coming down and then painting a layer. It'd be better if you had scaffolding. I have another ladder and some ladder jacks I'm going to set up for up there. And then there's a ton of overspray with the sprayer, so you got to make sure that you do a good job taping off